Hello guys, it is Danny here again, and today it is another F1 2017 video, but now it's not just a random episode from one of my fantastic series, because as you can see from the title, today I would like to talk a little bit about the two consoles, Xbox and PS4, compared to PC, the grip, the lap times on different platforms, and the multiplayer and league racing experience. Meanwhile, you will be able to see my fastest run on the Japan event of last week. I did not have much time, I didn't want to try it thousands of times to get that world record, but even like that I qualified myself to the second place behind my ex-AOR teammate Marcel Kiefer. You will be definitely able to see that I lost some time and there is time in it, but all in all I think it was a very nice run. But now let's get started. It has been quite a long while since everybody was debating and arguing on this topic about consoles versus PC, sometimes quite aggressively defending their opinion, even trolling and more. But I think now it's time to put some clear water to our bottle and to give you guys a quite accurate point of view from the current situation. I spent a lot of time of hearing and speaking with others about it, professionals who got to the eSport finals, participate in AOR, having played the game on both platforms. I do not plan to make this video very long, because there is absolutely no point doing this, so I would like to just get started and tell my points about this argument. I guess all the bigger Formula 1 game fans and players know that there is a difference between consoles and PC, but not a very huge one. We are not speaking of seconds like we did in the previous Formula 1 games. The physics is nearly the same, but just nearly and not 100%. The thing why I create this video is very closely connected with AOR, where the rivalry started across the platforms too, and not just in the exact same splits. There are live streams of many races, and a lot of players and even pilots from consoles blamed that their lack of speed on the fact that they think console is slower. Even if they got a second on quali from a PC player, they told it's just because of console is slower, and I was not happy with that. I didn't find it fair, because while on console AOR splits they have 3 or 4 pilots from the official esports series, on PC we reached the amount of 10 finalists or semi-finalists who work very hard every week, practices maybe more than 20 or 30 hours in every single week, work as hard as they can do to find those extra hundreds or extra tenths. And while on consoles it seemed for me that the pro players just walk around the park without any commitment and any bigger rivalry. And I didn't find it fair to compare our times with for an example with Flying Finn, who on Xbox doesn't require to practice that much, because there are very good players like TRL Limitless, but Flying Finn is in a world-class level, we all know that, I guess. And as I thought, I didn't find it fair to compare our times, because we on PC worked really hard, and we believe that on many cases the practice made the difference too and made us faster compared to the others. On the other hand, we all have to admit that on console, except of just a little bit of lack of grip, they have bigger frame rate drops in bigger lobbies as well. For an example, an 18 or 20 players AOR league race is absolutely terrible in their frame of point of view, which physically does not make the car slower, but it must be very annoying for the player, so they lose time because of that as well. On console the setup work a little bit different, while on PC we usually play with 11 ballast, they need to put it a little bit lower, or the car feels nearly undrivable. This fact is a little bit beaten by my teammate in AOR Marcel Kiefer, whose channel can be found in the comment section as always, of course. who set many world records on console with 11 ballast, what you can see on his channel, and he told me that he can do the same online times compared to what he does on PC, at least in smaller lobbies where the mentioned frame rate drop is not an issue. So it's quite strange, but I believe the setups are a little bit different and they do play with lower ballast. Usually there are some tracks where console and PC is a little bit closer. There are some tracks where it's a little bit further from each other, but it's still two different point of views. I guess in this situation we just have to accept that it is a very hard and complicated issue that we all hope Codemasters can solve somehow and get these different platforms closer and closer, and until that point I think we should not do unfair comparison. If you have any opinions in addition, of course leave them down in a comment section. It was my opinion, you can argue with this, you don't have to agree, it's just my point, and as I thought, I absolutely respect all the console pilots, and I definitely think that there are some world-class players as well, and I don't want to ego myself up, and I don't want to say that I am the fastest person on this planet. I do want to say actually, but it's not the point now, and but the thing that we practice very hard, and some players blame everything just on the different platforms, I do not like that point. But all in all, as I mentioned, it was my opinion. I hope you have a wonderful day. Like if you liked, subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and of course see you in the next one. Basszus! Ez 3 tizedet most ott hagytam. Borzasztó.